On communication, I'm sure all of you know that the communication between the southern part of the county and the northern part of the county, specifically what I'm engaged with, is the county business. The communication is not the best there is. The county has to have at least one news media, and we use the Lake County Examiner. And most folks at this end probably don't take the Examiner, they'll take the Oregon Bulletin or something like that. And what we don't have up here is a radio station that we can also utilize. What I did, I talked to Klamath County, because Klamath is very similar to Lake County in that the county seat is down at Klamath Falls in the south. Then they have Shamoak and Gilchrist and so forth to the north. So I asked them, how do you communicate with your residents at the northern? What they do, they have a great big emailing list, one package that is sent out to folks in the northern end. I said, well, that's kind of cumbersome, but I'll look into it. But the northern end of Klamath has a radio station, and we don't. So the next thing I did, I did a survey. I asked myself, what do you listen out of Bend? Well, I'm into country western, so I dialed up 102.9. And they do public service announcement. So periodically, I'll send things out that way. But as I've become aware of them. But there's more to communication than just the former getting the information out. There's a lot more communication as the informal, just getting to know each other and getting some contacts and intercourse in that fashion. But I would really appreciate any ideas from you guys. How can the county seat in Lakeview better communicate with you? We have our county commissioner meetings in Lakeview most of the time. We circulate periodically, once in Christmas Valley, once in Fort Rock, in Silver Lake, once in Paisley. But still, it's missing a lot. We have bought a large, like a 5-foot, 4-inch screen that we can on our computers, we can see each other and talk to each other. But we had to have something up at this end also to be able to dial into it. So I'm open to any suggestions anybody have. How can we as a county, because to me, we're all one community. I came from Arkansas, and I've been here 15 years, and there's a lot of, south this, north that, but I'd like for us all to come together at some point as one community. How can we communicate better?
I thought some about when Ken came bounding down the hall the other day and said, guess what? What should I talk with you all about? And one of the things I knew I didn't want to do is I didn't want to throw a bunch of statistics at you about, what's going on economically in Lake County, because that really doesn't feel like what you need. I mean, it's kind of interesting and entertaining sometimes. But what I felt would be really important is to let you know what we've got available for you, in terms of any needs business-wise, etc. And my title at SCOED is actually Rural Development Specialist, and we did that on purpose because we also are really concerned about infrastructure and communities. So not only do I work with economic issues, but also community issues, because if we don't have a strong community, then we don't really have anything to offer economically to small business or medium business or big fellas. So what I have really tried to do just in the very short 4-5 months is start looking at what's going on in all of the communities. And one of the things that we're doing is looking at what can we do when you're visually looking at your community. And there is a program called Oregon Main Street, and we are starting in Lakeview, and we are going to hopefully expand out to the rest of the county. And if you want to know more about that, you can just Google Oregon Main Street and you'll get all kinds of information. Or you can call me up and I can give you a good idea about how that might work for your smaller communities.
I'm honored to present this to my childhood best friend, and we've kept it a huge secret from her until we hit the parking lot. You guys saw? We saw. So we win. So Laura House is the kindergarten teacher at North Lake School and is definitely the woman you want to teach your child. She's an outstanding person, optimistic, kind. There's those of us that should teach kindergarten and a lot of us that really should not. And she should. When she sees the rosters each year, she doesn't cringe. She's really excited. So, hats off. You eagerly look forward to each year. When she was 7 years old, we knew that this was her niche. So I'm honored to present Educator of the Year to Laura House.
Yeah, so I was very surprised when we pulled in and she said, oh, by the way, you're Educator of the Year. And my sister came from Hillsboro, my husband, who I have asked, what am I doing Saturday night? And my kids, everybody, nobody said anything. So yes, hats off because I was very surprised. I love kids. I love teaching kindergarten. I wake up every morning. I'm excited. They come in. They put a smile on my face, and I carry it throughout the whole day. It's absolutely wonderful. I love it. It makes me happy, and I love doing it. It's my passion. So thank you very much.
Terry never notified me that I was going to present.
You're not telling the truth.
Until about 10 minutes after I walked in. I'd like to thank Christmas Valley and North Lake Chamber of Commerce for allowing me to present this award. It's an honor. The interesting thing about this award and the flattering prestige of it is the recipient of the award is voted on by previous recipients and other emergency responders. The recipient of the award this year is Lake County Sheriff Deputy Tom Holland. Tom is kind of viewed as our lead deputy in North Lake because of his personal attributes of leadership, a sense of fairness, his willingness to train others. They look up to him as a leader. Tom also is involved in our training of the Lake County Sheriff deputies. He instructs our TASER class. He is the trainer of our reserve program. And he's also embarking on the start of a search and rescue unit up here in North Lake. I know many of you are aware that if there's a search out here for a lost person, it's initiated in south part of Lake County, and it takes a long time to respond up here. So our goal is, with Tom's recommendation, and we're moving towards that, is instituting a search and rescue program up here in North Lake. So the response would be immediate, and the possibility of getting to a person who is lost or injured is a lot faster. Tom's personal attributes that I've seen in the short time that I've been here is he displays, like I said, leadership abilities, a sense of fairness. Tom is one of those guys that works an entire shift. He goes home at whatever time he gets off. I get a call at midnight. We need a call out, call Tom. I get a call at 2 o'clock in the morning, we need a call out, call Tom. I get a call at 4 o'clock in the morning, we need a call out, call Tom. My point is this, is that the dedication and the commitment that Deputy Rourke has for the citizens and community of North Lake is admirable. And it's my honor to present the Emergency Responder of the Year to Lake County Sheriff Deputy Tom.
About the only thing I can say is, it's been 21 plus years. I'm looking forward, I don't know if it's gonna be another 21 years, but a long time to go yet. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to present an award to a person that is one of our unsung heroes. You probably don't even know what she does in her spare time because she doesn't have a lot of spare time, but I tell you what, this lady's fingers never stop moving. Ever, ever, ever. If she's sitting down, she's got a crochet hook in her hand, and something's coming out the other end. Afghans, hats, booties, scarves, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. And she gives them all away. Donna Crippus. An amazing inspiration as a volunteer, so to you, my friend.
Every time I needed something or needed to be picked up or anything and my grandma wasn't there, Donna was always to the rescue and always helped me out, and I can't thank you enough. So thank you.
If it wasn't for the community and their involvement in it, they would donate yarn for me so I can do these projects. If it wasn't for the community. Thank you very much.
I don't need to speak English though. So this award goes to a very important person in our lives, especially mine. Someone who is always doing stuff for others and never wants like any recognition for it. And she always puts other people first before herself. She always has a smile on her face, always laughing. She makes work time so much better for the both of us. Yeah. You just do so much, and we just we can't thank you enough for everything you've done to us, and the lifetime volunteer award goes to my grandma Joyce. Get up here.
Thank you. Alright.
Thank you, girls.
And everybody. Don't you sit down yet.
Okay.
I'll go back to my bossy self. Because I'm good at it. This lady has been behind the boosters from its inception. And somehow the boosters never gets an award because they're just kind of a non-profit. They don't fit into a category. This organization that this woman stands behind and puts thousands of hours into over the years. 24 has served the children of North Lake communities with food, with clothes, with Christmas presents, with backpacks for school, with school supplies. The list goes on and on. Of course, there's a group of people that work together. But this has been the inspiration, this woman who just works behind the scenes and never raises her flag, never raises her hand, but she's always there. So for the boosters, in addition to being a lifetime volunteer, the community volunteer. Thank you. Thank you.
As boosters, when we get together, we make wreaths. We have yard sales twice a year. Then our second annual, we had Valentine flowers, and we sell them to raise money for our children and families that needs to have a Christmas tree of joy, like she said, backpacks. And we also have a medical fund set aside for families that needs to take their child or children up to Dornbecker. And the fuel and stuff, we do that for them. So thank you.
In 1997, there was a little building kind of on the west end of town that kind of provided an incubator for a business called Kern's Hardware, Kern's Irrigation at that time.
And I just met on the phone and in person one of the owners, Dan Niagara, today, and is Bill here?
No.
He's not here, just Dan. Thank you for coming. So he told me their story, because we got here in '94, and we were just kind of landlocked down here in Summer Lake. If we wanted anything, we had to drive 2 hours to Bend, or Lakeview, an hour and a half. So we were on the road a lot when we had to do repairs, and, you know, I don't know if any of you remember 20 years ago when everything was kind of sagging around on the seams. But gradually, Dan said that customers would come in because they only had like a 3-month out of the year business out of that little store, irrigation season. And then after that, that person didn't have to be here, have to be in Christmas Valley for the rest of the year. But gradually people were asking for screws. Yeah, we can get you some screws. So when you're in town, you just pick up a box, whatever somebody needs, and bring it back. And dog food, screws and dog food, which I guess everybody, I can certainly understand that those are two main things. Right up there with PP. You gotta have PP, screws, and dog food, or you're in trouble. So, because even the cat can eat some dog food occasionally if you run out. So they stocked a little bit of that, and in about 2005, which is 8 years, they did a little bit. It just kept expanding. In 2005, they decided we better bid or bunch, do this or not, and so they rolled up their sleeves and made North Lake Hardware, where you could go in and buy tools, and they weren't the only one that did that, but they were one of the 2 major businesses that stepped up to help Christmas Valley and all of North Lake County not have to make that drive to Bend when you just needed a box of screws, you needed a piece of drywall or some cement or whatever it was. And so in 2007, all of a sudden, I mean, that happened quickly from 2005 when they put in that store to suddenly they just went, whoa, and blew up and had to have a bigger store, twice the size, isn't it, at least? It's huge, it's wonderful. And they've really made, I mean, they just took a chance on North Lake County that we would use their services, like some of the grocery stores and the bank for a while, and we'll get that settled again. and everybody, a lot of businesses in Christmas Valley, you just can't believe what that means to us down here to only have a half-hour drive. Yeah. Because when you're in the middle of a plumbing project for an outfit like this, and you need a part, a washer, a fitting of some sort, and you can just drive 25 miles. And it's in Christmas Valley. And the big part of that is these gentlemen that started to expand and believe in us. And hopefully we haven't let you down, because it looks like you keep getting bigger. So without further ado, I'd like to present the Business of the Year Award to Kurt's North Lake Hardware and Irrigation, and Dan.
Great job. Saved me a whole lot of stumbling around trying to remember dates and times. So I remember 1997 being upstairs in a building owned by Roddy Hash, and Phil Ivey and I were plugging in phones trying to get a phone. You know, how do you do this? We said, what are we going to do? How are we going to get this to go? And just kind of went along until we got to a point, like I mentioned, where we had to get growing a little more. And we called up, they called True Value, and I said, hey, we want to be a True Value dealer. You know, I was getting dog food from Costco and screws from wherever. You know, and it was hard to do that, and hard to keep employees there. So True Value came and looked around, and they said, there's not enough people here to support a hardware store. No, we weren't going to give you the dealership. Like, there's only 2,000 people. And like, well, that's wrong. So, you know, now what are we going to do? and they gave up on North Lake County. I thought, well, we're just going to go do something else. So we looked around and found another place that would, it's out of Spokane, Jensen Hardware, is that right?
Yes.
And, we said, well, we'll do it on our own then. So we went there, we went to all sorts of other businesses and decided to, buy our dog food from here and our screws from there and our, wood from here and wherever we needed to have it to be able to get it there, because people would come in if we didn't have it. The employees, it wasn't me, I wasn't hardly ever there. It was these guys that we have here. I would say, well, we want to have it for them. We feel terrible because they come in, we don't have it. We have no selections. So it was my employees that were pushing us, pushing me. We need more. We got to go bigger. We need more room. And, pretty soon we're 5,000 square feet, and we're still outgrowing that. So it wasn't, I'd show up every once in a while, and that's all I still do. I've got a wonderful crew. We got Phil, we got Jake, we got Rhonda, Shelly, and Dave. They're the ones that deserve this, not me. And North Lake County has supported us just tremendously by coming in. And it's without you guys, we wouldn't be there. So thank you, and thank my crew for being there. They care. They really do. So they work their tails off, and they're like today. What do we have? Like 80 people, 80 ring-ups today. That's a lot. There's a whole lot more than 2,500 people out here. They just need to drive a little further to True Value. So thank you very much, everybody, and thank my crew.
I have. This isn't something we do every year. This is an occasional award. What's interesting is it dovetails off of what's just been being talked about with Kearns. It's seeing a possibility and not turning your back on it, but moving forward. It's seeing a possibility and saying, what's the worst thing that can happen? Well, I fall on my face and it didn't work. Oh, well. And to me, that's a really important trait, and a lot of us don't do it. And that's okay. But there's some of us that do. And there's a fellow in Christmas Valley who wouldn't come tonight because he was embarrassed and then he had other things to do, but I think mostly he just didn't want to have to stand up here and do this. But Chuck Knopfinger is a person who sees possibilities. And then he turns them into realities. Now, it doesn't always work. He's had a couple that were pretty big bombs, as anybody who's in business knows happens. I thought that was really going to work. Well, it really didn't work. But Chuck Knopfinger's possibilities have been turned into realities. Have employed a lot of people. They've made a difference for a lot of farmers. They made a difference to the whole community. And so that is what this is about. This board is called Innovations in Business and is given to Chuck for seeing possibilities and making them reality. And his son-in-law, Jeff, is going to receive it for him, right?
Sure. On behalf of Chuck, he said thank you, and couldn't make it tonight. But as far as taking this award, I can concur. He's created an opportunity for me coming out here. I just came out here about 6 months ago, learning how to farm, and I don't know. That's about it. I won't break this on the way home.
It actually has a container. We'll protect it from you.
All right.
Everybody from the kitchen's coming out because I think they really fed us well tonight. So.
Oh, absolutely.
I tell you, Gil was called out on an auto accident, so he's still out there somewhere. Volunteer.
Thank
Volunteer.
Volunteer. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming. Pop up here.
Okay. I almost got out of it.
No. It's not what are we talking about?
North Lake Youth Mentoring Program. It's through ESD in Lakeview, and Terry is one of our mentors. And it's once a month, and we serve 4th through 7th grade children. And we do team mentoring in the North End. In the South End, they do team mentoring and individual mentoring. And we have small group settings. We do fun, hands-on projects to help develop life skills. We serve children from the North Lake School, Solid Rock, and homeschool children. We have 34 children enrolled. And in Lake County, we have shown 20% improvement in grades, 17% improvement in school behavior, and 48% improvement in behavior at home. According to ESD behavioral specialists, the program in Lake County has shown great improvement in school attendance, self-esteem, academics, behavioral relationships, involvement in school activities, communication, and management and resolution of conflicts. The children learn as they play, and they plan and build rockets, catapult structures with given supplies and time limits. They learn to work together to build problem solve, and create. They have science experiments, and they learn about other countries. They also have minute-to-win-it games, relays, and other fun activities. They self-evaluate themselves and what they have learned throughout the night and how they can apply that to their life settings. And we are funded by grants and foundations, and we also do fundraisers. At the present, we're putting together a concealed carry class and certificates. So anybody who needs to carry a concealed firearm, you can hold me or Terry or Kathy Miles in at ESD in Lakeview. We are in need of mentors for our program, and especially for men. I mean, we need especially men for our mentors for the children. And if you're interested, you can also contact us and help us out. Thank you.